Good morning. Okay, so I'm going to do a bit of copy editing for someone in my free Facebook group. His book and author description, and his name is Guy. So I thought that it would be helpful both for him and for anyone else watching this to just kind of see me edit it live. I've only just scanned it. I haven't done any deep reading of it, and I thought I'd just kind of talk out my thoughts so you could see how I might do some editing for it. And so Guy is from France, and his book is, actually, let me look back at how he formatted it just to make sure I'm understanding his intention. Let me see, because the formatting didn't copy over from Facebook. Okay, so let me just make it how he had it so I can really talk it all the way through. And sorry if I'm talking quietly, the baby is sleeping in the other room. Okay, so he had these to be bold through journey. Okay. All right. Now let's take a look. All right, so my first thought of feedback is that, and I know Facebook doesn't have amazing formatting, so Guy may have intended these to be different sizes or things like that. But my first thought is I see regular text, I see regular text italic, regular text bold, regular text bold and italic. Oh no, the baby's moving. Let's see if he'll go back to sleep. So right away I see 4 different formatting styles, and maybe there'd even be more if Guy had this in a different location with sizes. So we want to not have too many different variations, because people will start to be confused. So like, why is this bold but this is, or italic but that's not? Why are these bold but the other ones aren't? So what I might do is, let's just start from scratch. I'm just gonna turn everything to be normal, and we can kind of adjust it as we go. Okay. So love's healing journey from surviving to thriving. So I don't think a semicolon works there. I don't think we need anything. If we wanted anything, it would be a colon, and then I would capitalize these. So love's healing journey. So yeah, I might have a colon or nothing there, but we'll leave a colon there. Okay, so bullied at home, at school, and at work. I'm a huge supporter of the Oxford comma, so I'll add that in, and maybe Guy can take it out if he really doesn't like those, but I think it's far more clear. So bullied at home, at school, and at work. Guy couldn't stand up for himself. Nightmares tortured his insomniac nights. That doesn't read clearly to me. And when he discovered his sexuality, he felt frightened, dirty, and okay, that's so he felt frightened, dirty, and he needs to have another feeling here for those cereal items to be, what's the word? Not. It's still kind of early for me, so I'm not, I know it's not that early, but early for me with baby hours. And his relationships just kept falling apart in painful heartbreaks. Okay, so we got to work on that sentence, but let me keep reading. Always alone, his life had no meaning until music, writing, and art. Well, you can see he used the Oxford comma here, but not in these other two. So whatever you choose, you need to be consistent. And I really support the Oxford comma. And art took him on a trip to Amsterdam. Then the first repressed memories resurfaced. Okay. Let me start the next paragraph to see. In this powerful, dynamic memoir, relive the astonishing life story of Guy Giard. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I don't speak French. As he takes you on a tender, sometimes shocking, and often wild journey of healing from sexual abuse, childhood. Well, This naughty baby is moving around. Confronted with his fears due to PTSD and struggling with self-hatred and suicidal thoughts, he thrives as a visual artist and speaker, using human and humanitarian clown. Using a humanitarian clown? Or an humanitarian and human as a messenger in love. Can a man heal from child sexual abuse? Yes. Can he turn survival into fulfillment? Yes. In these very intimate memoirs. Okay, so we say memoirs twice. Let's see, the stories will. I would just use like regular bullets here because I don't, and that might just spit a Facebook thing, but those, I don't know, those look kind of distracting. Okay. Let's see here. All right, so you need something really catchy at the beginning. Bullied at home, at school, and at work. Guy couldn't stand up for himself. Okay, when I read that, I think of a kid. Although, bullied at work, okay, that's not a kid, that's an adult. So now I'm like, And since we have at in each one, I might take it out. That's like a stylistic thing, but bullied at home, school, and work. Guy couldn't stand up for himself. Nightmares tortured his insomniac nights. I don't know if I would use that phrase. Insomnia ridden nights, maybe. What I'm kind of thinking is do we want to mix things around? How do we want to really start out with a bang? Because bullying is definitely a hot topic, but I'm not sure if that grabs someone's attention enough to start with. And I think Guy in a previous draft started with, can a man heal from child sexual abuse? All right, so let's break this down. So okay, so this is before. This is during. He discovered. And then this is after. Okay, so he felt these bad things, discovered his sexuality, felt dirty. Then music and writing and art took him to Amsterdam, and repressed memories resurfaced. Okay. And so we're leaving it as a cliffhanger. I feel like maybe there needs to be a little bit more to catch someone, like, okay, I gotta read what is going to happen. Okay. Let's just edit what is here and let's see what we can come up with. All right, so bullied at home, school, and work. Guy couldn't stand up for himself. Nightmares tortured his insomnia-ridden nights. All right. How about to make things worse? Guy felt frightened, dirty, and painfully alone. when he discovered his sexuality. Okay, we said alone already. To make things worse, Guy felt frightened, dirty, and painfully alone. When he discovered his sexuality and watched his relationships keep falling apart. Perpetually heartbroken. His life had no meaning. How about that? Okay, let's see. Bullied at home, school, and work, Guy couldn't stand up for himself. Nightmares tortured his insomnia-ridden nights. To make things worse, I don't know if I love that transition. That was my fault. Guy felt frightened, dirty, and painfully alone when he discovered his sexuality and watched his relationships keep falling apart. I feel like we need a little bit more explanation in there, but this is a good start. Perpetually heartbroken. His life had no meaning. I don't know if we need this. Okay, let's do this. Feeling frightened, dirty, and painfully alone when he discovered his sexuality, Guy watched his relationships keep falling apart. Okay, how about watch his relationships keep crumbling before his eyes. No, we already said watch. Guy watched his relationships crumble time and again. Nightmares tortured his insomnia nights. Feeling frightened, dirty, and painfully alone when he discovered his sexuality, Guy watched his relationships crumble time and again. Perpetually heartbroken, his life had no meaning. Okay, let's see. So now we're going to Amsterdam. When music, writing, and art took him on a trip to Amsterdam, the first repressed memories resurfaced. In this powerful and dynamic memoir, relive the astonishing life story of Guy Giard. Okay, we should. Relive the astonishing life story of Amen. I see. Confronted with fears. Confronted. Of a man struggling with PTSD as a result of child sexual abuse, childhood, result of sexual abuse as a child. Relive the astonishing life story of a man struggling with PTSD as a result of sexual abuse as a child. Yeah, maybe child sexual abuse. Struggling with, let's do this. Struggling with PTSD, self-hatred, and suicidal thoughts as a result of sexual abuse as a child. Guy will take you on a tender, sometimes shocking, and often wild journey of healing. Alright, I don't understand the humanitarian cloud part, but let's see. Guy will take you on a tender, sometimes shocking, and often wild journey of healing. And transformation. Using the power of visual art, speaking, humor, and using the power of visual arts, speaking, humor, and even a humanitarian clown as the messenger of love. Alright, this I don't understand. It might be intriguing to someone, but maybe add more explanation. So, can a man heal from child sexual abuse? We already answered that, so we might just take this out. In this powerful and dynamic memoir. I like the word intimate. Let's see. These intimate stories help the uncertain victims of abuse identify with emotions they can no longer name, provide insight to survivors, and offer tools and support and inspiration. Let's break that up because it's really long. Also, one thing to keep in mind, if this is going to be on the back of a book, let's actually change this to, so it's most likely going to be like 6x9 or 5.5 by 8.5. So this one's kind of close. Let's see how it does with the margins. Yeah, the margins are too much there. Let's see if I can put these to 0. And it doesn't look weird. Ish. Okay, that's not it. All right, so this isn't exactly right, but we have to keep in mind that there's not a lot of space that this text is going to be on for the book. So we don't want this to be really too long. Like if we can cut more stuff out, that'll be great. Because look at, oh my goodness. Yeah, if this is on the back of a book, it's going to be way too long. If it's like in the book's description on Amazon, then it could be longer, but this is going to be way too long. Okay, I'm just going to do this and then keep going. Baby E's awake. Go back to sleep, mister. I'm not telling you. All right. Guy will take you on dinner. All right, let's say this intimate book will, because I'm not sure that it was, help the uncertain victims of abuse. The uncertain victims. Does that mean that the victims are uncertain? I don't know this. Let's just take out uncertain. I'm not sure if that adds to it. Help the victims of abuse to identify with emotions they can no longer name. Provide insight to survivors as they begin. Okay, let's say and. Or actually, they have a different subject, so we can put that there. Provide insight to survivors as they begin their journey of self-discovery. Help victims. Provide insight to survivors. Offer tool support and inspiration to those on the path of recovery. Help partners, friends, and caregivers to define, understand, and identify the feelings they and their loved ones may be experiencing and better support them. Okay, that's too long. And then the them and their, it's like, does that refer to the partners, the friends, the caregivers, or to the victims? How about to define, understand, to, how about just say offer better support? Help, provide, offer, help, allow readers to create their own healing journey in the form of a workbook. Okay, so this is a book and a workbook? I think somewhere you need to give someone a heads up earlier. So like, Love's healing journey from surviving to thriving. Stories and workbook. I'm not in love with that, but just as an idea, maybe lets people know that they're going to both learn and be able to work through things. Their own healing journal. All right, you said own twice. Let's see. Their own healing journal by writing their how about create a healing journal by writing their own stories and memories. Okay, you said own 3 times. We don't want to have words repeat too much. Allow readers to create a healing journal by writing their own stories and memories to want to say glean, but I don't love that. Let's see. And it's glean. Insights, help themselves, and inspire others. In the interest of condensing, I think maybe to inspire others might imply that what I just stated. We leave the final word to Dr. Patch Adams, with whom the author has volunteered. That's a long way of introducing the quote. And if it specifically says guy, that's pretty cool. All right, so if you want to italicize a quote, that makes sense. Let's see. We have had the privilege to have Guy on 5 of our clown trips. Most conventions say to spell this out, but if you'd like to put the numbers, I actually do too. Just be consistent if you do that later. He is a big, soft-hearted soul whose radiant smile has brought much glee and stimulation to these trips. I know this is a quote, but I would still edit it a little bit to read clearly. He and I have spoken often, and I truly feel his passion for living radiant, using clowning as a tool for living radiantly, using clowning as a tool to help midwife a loving world. To help midwife. All right, we need rewording, because I don't know what he means there. To hear of his own transformation to bring a loving soul will inspire others to try it on. Let him sparkle your environment. Was he a native English speaker? Dr. Patch Adams? Okay, so I will just say that I would edit this down maybe to 3 lines max and try to get just the core gist of it. We've had the privilege to have Guy. That's even have is redundant a bit. Okay, so I'll just take liberties here, and of course you can edit back. I would say Guy is a big, soft-hearted soul whose radiant smile has brought much glee and stimulation to the clown trips. He and I have spoken often, and I truly feel his passion. All right, so since I'm taking this out, you could put ... to say there's more in between there. I truly feel his passion for living radiantly. Yeah, I think I might just take this out because I don't really know what it means. And we already said clowns here and clowns earlier. So we need 4 because it says there's an end, ... and to hear of his own transformation to bring a loving soul will inspire others. Okay, let's do this. I'd see. His transformation will inspire others to try it on. I don't know if that works. Will inspire others. Let him sparkle your environment. I think that needs 4. I don't know. Did he really say that? Let him sparkle your environment? That seems odd. I'm taking a little bit of liberties with editing his quote. I mean, he still said this even though we're taking out some of the stuff in between, but I truly feel his passion related. His transformation will inspire others. I'll just will inspire. Let him sparkle your environment. All right. Judy Carter, American comedian, motivational speaker, and author of 4 books. See, you spelled it this way this time, but didn't with the 5, so just be consistent. Rights to the author. Yeah. Okay, let's do this. Capitalize these since we're making it kind of like her title descriptor. To Guy. Never forget that you are a gift of resilience. And for those who don't have that and are still suffering, it is your life purpose to heal others. Keep open to the gifts the universe gives you. With love, thank you. Okay, so I will italicize that just since we did above. See if we like that. Okay, I put 2 dashes here, so I'll put 2 dashes there. Judy Carter. All right, cool. So Guy Giard is a passionate exhibiting artist, writer, lecturer, and humor professional, musician, and all-around fun. Oh, I see. Musician and all-around funny guy. Okay, that's confusing because your name is Guy, and then you also use Guy. He's volunteered as the humanitarian clown. Okay, now this is making more sense. With Dr. Patch Adams. Okay, you put quotes around Patch, but not earlier, so I'm just gonna take that off because most people know of him. He currently gives lectures and workshops on healing from childhood sexual abuse and creating an amazing life. Okay. Let's see. What about this? I feel like that gives some interesting context to the description. How about that? Let's see. Guy Giard is a passionate exhibiting artist, writer, lecturer, and humor professional. All right. This does feel confusing since you're making a list and it seems like the list keeps going even though there's a period. Writer, lecturer. How about this? Musician and humor professional. An all-around funny guy. I mean, I think we're already saying you're funny from the humor. Okay, Baby E wants me to wrap this up. How about this? He has volunteered as the humanitarian clown Uku with Dr. Patch Adams and gives lectures. I hear this combination, gives lectures, more frequently, but it's not quite so American English, but I think it's okay. And gives lectures and workshops. On healing from childhood sexual abuse. On healing and creating an amazing life. Okay, so if we have that above as an idea, let's see how the next part reads. Bullied at home, school, and work, Guy couldn't stand up for himself. Nightmares tortured his insomnia-ridden nights. Feeling frightened, dirty, and painfully alone, when he discovered his sexuality, Guy watched his relationships crumble time and again. Perpetually heartbroken, life had no meaning. Maybe we need that. When music, writing, and art took him on a trip to Amsterdam, the first repressed memories resurfaced. In this powerful and dynamic memoir, relive the astonishing life story of a man struggling with PTSD, self-hatred, and suicidal thoughts as a result of sexual abuse as a child. Yeah, maybe we will change that back to active. Guy will take you on a tender, sometimes shocking, often wild journey of healing and transformation using the power of visual arts, speaking humor. And we said humanitarian clown already. Okay, how about just and humor? Oh, yeah. I'm going to do that just for shortening it up, but if you really like the messenger of love part, you can try to add that back in. This intimate book will... I might make this like a bigger font size. Okay, 1 second. Okay, maybe I need to wrap it up here to go get Baby E, but I think that this helps make it a little more clear. So if we start about the author and then about the book. And then the quotes are italicized. You can say who it is at the end. I think this is a little bit cleaner for reading. Okay, I hope that this was helpful. I'm going to wrap it up here.